Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a Finn living in Finland, and my native language is Finnish. I make English videos with the help of translators, so I wish you will forgive me for any mistakes in my speech, and I hope you understand what I am trying to say. In Finnish, my YouTube channel is called Vapauttava totuus. It means liberating truth. And what is that liberating truth? It is the truth we all are here to find. It is the truth we all are here to searching for. And that truth is Jesus Christ. And I really hope you will find that truth. It is the most important thing. And it is the reason why I make these videos. This is a video series where we go through things related to the shape of our world using the Flat Earth Pro application. I am not the creator of the app. I do not even know who made the Flat Earth Pro application. I do not get paid for making this video. I am making the video because I think the Flat Earth Pro application is the best Flat Earth application, and I have learned quite a few new things about our flat, motionless world from it. And I haven't heard anyone talk about the things I have learned from the app. These truths shown by the app and also by your own eyes are beautiful demonstrations of God's existence and His greatness and omnipotence. In this video, that is the first video in this video series, I introduce the Flat Earth Pro application and I show how the application works and how to use it. We will see what information the Flat Earth Pro application gives us. In the next and second part of the video series, we will talk about celestial bodies and their zenith points and seeming locations. And we will see how these two things differ from each other. The zenith point is not the same thing as the apparent position. In the second part of this video series, we will also look at how celestial bodies, that is, the sun, moon, and wandering stars, move above our world, and how their daily rotation moves from north to south and then back from south to north. In the same episode, we will also look at how you can find celestial bodies on your own location, using the Flat Earth Pro application. In the third part of the video series, we will go through solar and lunar eclipses using the app. We will look at what the position of the sun and moon must be in relation to each other for a solar or lunar eclipse to occur. At some point, we will also look at how the Antarctic 24-hour sun works in the Flat Earth model. I will also show you that Gleason's map is a perfect clock, and I will show you mechanical 24-hour solar time clocks that I make using Gleason's map and 24-hour clock mechanism. But now, let's go to the Flat Earth Pro application. First, if you want to turn your beautiful flat and motionless Earth, put your finger on top of the Antarctic and spin the world as you like. After you have rotated the Earth to the desired position, we can continue. At the bottom right, there is an icon with a picture of lights. The application offers 3 different lighting options. By pressing the light icon, you can try out these different options. Choose the option that you like the most. The application allows you to move yourself on the map wherever you want. The big downside is that you cannot transport yourself to Antarctica. I know it sucks, and I hope that this would change. However, we can move ourselves south enough to see that the 24-hour Antarctic sun is entirely possible on a flat Earth. It is made possible by the hard and solid and also reflective firmament above our world. We will return to the Antarctic 24-hour sun later. Now I will show you how to move yourself to the location you want on the map. There are 6 icons above the map. The first one from the left is the location icon. Press it. If you want to move yourself to the location where you and your phone are right now, press the positioning button on the bottom right above the light icon. A red pin will appear on the map at the point where you and your phone are. If you want to keep yourself there, confirm the location selection by pressing the location icon on the left above the map. You must always remember to confirm the location selection by pressing the location icon on the top left after you have moved yourself to the desired location. If you want to move yourself somewhere other than where you and your phone are, do this. First, you have to press the location button above the map, the first one from the left. When the red pin appears on the map, you can enlarge the map by placing 2 fingers on the map and spreading your fingers further apart. Now select the desired location on the map. If you want to set your location accurately based on longitude and latitude, press the icon in the middle of the bottom edge and then enter the coordinates of the desired location in this field. Once you have selected your location, remember to confirm it using the location button above the map. This way, the application remembers the location you selected. After pressing the location button, the map's light options will always change to the one currently displayed on the screen. If you want to change the lights, you can do so, as mentioned earlier, using the light button at the bottom right. Next, we will look at how you can move yourself forward and backward in time. You can go to the exact moment you want. You can do it in 2 different ways. The first way goes like this. Place your finger on the map between Antarctica and the North Pole. When you rotate your finger clockwise, you go forward in time. And when you rotate your finger counterclockwise, you go back in time. The second way goes like this. At the bottom, you will see the current time and date. By clicking on it, a window will open. Now, you can select the date and time you want with an accuracy of 1 second. The map always shows at least the sun and the moon. As far as I know, you cannot remove these 2 celestial bodies from the map. You can also add 5 so-called planets or wandering stars to the map. But before we go into more detail about that, let's move to the upper left corner of the screen. The moon is now visible there. In the picture, I can see what the moon looks like from the position you have moved yourself to on the map. So you can see what the moon looks like from different places at any time. Here in Finland, the moon always grows and shrinks from right to left. But when viewed from the south of the moon's zenith, the moon grows and shrinks from left to right. In the upper right corner, you can see how much of the moon is illuminated in percentage. The application also shows the current moon phase on the map. The map shows where in the world the moon and other celestial bodies are at their zenith. The zenith point tells us where in the world the celestial bodies are directly overhead, that is, 90 degrees from the horizon. Is the zenith point the same thing as the physical location? I do not know that, but I do know that the app always shows the zenith points of celestial bodies correctly. For example, if the app shows the sun to be at its zenith over South Africa, the sun is actually at its zenith over there. And at that moment, people living in South Africa have to look straight up if they want to look at the sun. So the sun is 90 degrees from the horizon if you are at that moment physically in South Africa. Next, we look at the icon in the upper right, located below the moon phase percentage. The icon has 3 vertical lines. The middle white line is the equator. The red vertical line on the left is the Tropic of Capricorn, and the red vertical line on the right is the Tropic of Cancer. The icon shows the position of celestial bodies in the north-south direction, so it shows at what latitude any celestial body is making its daily circle. When you press the icon with your finger, 2 things happen. Numbers appear on the icon next to the heavenly bodies. From these numbers, you can see exactly at which latitude the celestial body in question is at its zenith. And also, when you press the icon, different kinds of lines appear on the map. The solid white circle that appeared on the map is the equator. Tropics appear on the map as red solid circles. Dashed line circles also appear on the map. For each chosen celestial body, its own. These dashed line circles get larger and smaller as the zenith points of the celestial bodies move in the north-south direction. The zenith point of each celestial body moves from east to west, everyone at their own speed determined by God. But in addition to that, The zenith point of each celestial body moves also from north to south, and again from south to north. Each celestial body moves in this direction also at its own speed. Some faster, others slower, but more on that later. Before we go to the best features of this app, let's quickly go through the features that I do not use at all. Right above the map on the right is the settings button. By pressing it, you can change the time settings. You can choose either a 24-hour or 12-hour setting. I always use the 24-hour setting. Below that, you can choose which time zones the app shows you. Then there is a section where you can choose in which order the app shows you the current day, month, and year. After that, there seems to be one way to move forward or backward in time. We have already looked at 2 other ways to do that. Below that, there is a section where you can choose whether the map shows country borders. I always keep the borders visible. Below that, you can choose the calendar in use. You can choose either the Hijri or Gregorian calendar. From the settings button, we jump all the way to the cloud icon. By pressing it, you should see the local weather. I do not use this feature myself, and for some reason, it does not even seem to work properly right now. On the left side of the cloud is a picture of a pen. If I remember correctly, you could use it to take notes for yourself. I do not use that either. But now, let us get to the features of the app that I use and that make me appreciate this app so much. On the left side of the pen is an icon with a picture of a calendar and a clock. By pressing it, you get a lot of useful information. The application shows information for these celestial bodies, the sun and the moon, and for the wandering stars, you can see information for Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, and Saturn. You can also move all these celestial bodies on top of the map. We will see later how to do that. First, let us see what information we can find here in the calendar and clock icon. On the left, we can choose which celestial body we want to view information for. Let's choose the moon, for example. On the right, we see that in this location where I have now moved myself on the application, which is in Vantaa, Finland, the moon will rise today on December 29th at 0936, 162 degrees from north. That is between southeast and south. Below the rise time it says zenith. From this part, I can see when the moon's zenith point is closest to me during this day, and in what direction the moon is when it is closest to me. I see that the moon's zenith point is closest to my location today at 10:57. And I also see that the moon is then at 180 degrees from north, which is directly south. Next, I see the moon's setting time. And as you can see, the moon sets here today at 12:38. And as you can see, it sets 201 degrees from north, which is between south and southwest. So the moon is above the horizon here in southern Finland today, only about 3 hours. From that, I know that the moon is making its daily circle really south today. Let's see. Yes, the moon is really south today. Its zenith point is almost 4 degrees south from the Tropic of Capricorn. So the moon's circle is now at its widest. That means that if you are in the northernmost parts of our world, inside the Arctic Circle, you will not be able to see the moon at all today, December 29th, 2024. But more on that in the next video. Now let us see what other information this calendar clock icon gives us about the moon, as well as all the other celestial bodies mentioned earlier. The next section reads Altitude and Azimuth. It tells you the altitude angle of the selected celestial body from the horizon, as well as its azimuth. This information is for the time you have selected right now. This information changes minute by minute. What is azimuth? Azimuth tells you the lateral position of a celestial object, that is. The azimuth reading tells you which direction a celestial object is located as viewed from the position you have moved yourself to in the application. Imagine yourself outside, or go outside and look around. You can see 360 degrees around you. When you look towards the north, you are looking towards the azimuth reading of 0 degrees, and also 360 degrees. A full circle starts at 0 degrees and ends at 360 degrees. In full circle, 0 degrees and 360 degrees are at the same location. When looking towards north, turn right, that is clockwise, 90 degrees, and you are looking towards the azimuth reading of 90 degrees. That is east. When you turn right, that is clockwise, 90 degrees, you are looking towards the azimuth reading of 180 degrees. That is south. Turn 90 degrees to the right again, and you look towards the azimuth reading of 270 degrees. You are now looking towards the west. When you turn the fourth time in the same direction, that is, clockwise, 90 degrees, you return to the starting point and look towards the azimuth reading of 0 degrees, which is also the azimuth reading of 360 degrees, which is north. The altitude reading tells you how high the celestial body in question is at that moment, as seen from the location you are in the application. Imagine yourself outside again. If you are in a location where buildings or trees or anything else do not prevent you from seeing the actual horizon, and you are therefore able to see the point where the sky and the earth seem to meet each other, when you look at that point, you are looking at a point with an altitude reading of 0 degrees. So the horizon is an altitude reading of 0 degrees. When you look directly above your head, you are looking towards the altitude reading of 90 degrees. And if the altitude reading of the celestial body is 90 degrees, it is in your zenith. Now that we know what the azimuth and altitude readings mean, we understand how much information we get from this application. We can see the locations of all the celestial bodies found in the application, and we can also find them in our own local sky when they are close enough to us to see them. Below the altitude and azimuth window, there is another section that says current zenith, longitude, and latitude. From this section, we can see the coordinates of the selected celestial body. We can see what longitude and latitude it is at its zenith. Although it says longitude-latitude, the application first shows the latitude and then longitude. From the screen, we can see that the moon is currently really far south at latitude 27.9. The sun is never this far south. It orbits at its southernmost point at the Tropic of Capricorn. And the moon is now 4.5 degrees south of the Tropic of Capricorn. More on this in future videos. On the screen, we see also that the moon is now at longitude 24.86. So yes, this is a great app, and with it I can see where these celestial bodies are at any time, and I can see how to find them in my own real, physical, and local sky. Inside the calendar and clock icon, there is also text, lunar events. Let's press it. At the top, we can select the desired year. Let's select the year that starts soon, 2025. Under the year there reads moon phases and moon size. If we select moon phases, we will see the dates for the different moon phases for the selected year. We see that the first full moon in 2025 is January 14th. If we press that date and then press the event time button, we will jump to that exact moment on the map. This is also a great feature. In the upcoming video, we will see how we can predict future solar and lunar eclipses using this application. And then this feature will really help us. But let's back up a bit. Next to the place where it says moon phases is the text moon size. By clicking on it, a window will open where we can see the dates when there is something unusual in the size of the moon. I have not used this part of the application, but in real life I have noticed that the moon seems to be significantly larger than usual on certain days. Maybe this part of the application shows us those dates. Let's stay tuned and find out if this is really the case. But let's finally see how we can get the desired wandering stars on the map. At the same time, we will see how we can get our own personal dome to appear on the map. This location-specific dome is not a physical dome. It is the area of the atmosphere and sky that we can see from our chosen location. It helps us visualize how we see celestial bodies moving across the sky. It also helps us see the difference between the zenith point and the apparent position. Above the map, second from the right, is a picture of a compass. Let's press it. A circle will appear on the map at the point where you have moved yourself in the application. This is your location-specific dome. It shows you the area of the sky that you can see from the selected location. When a celestial body appears inside your dome, you will be able to see that celestial body in real life, in the real physical sky. There is also a green arrow inside the dome. If you have a smartphone with a working compass, that little green arrow will rotate when you turn your phone. With it, you can find which direction any celestial body is. A large compass appeared in the upper left corner of the screen. And from it, you can see which direction you are pointing your phone. If your phone does not have a compass, you can find celestial bodies in the sky if you just remember how to read azimuth directions. You can add azimuth values to the dome that appears on the map. The dome also shows us the altitude of the celestial bodies. The closer the celestial body inside the dome is to the green arrow, the higher it is in the sky. The celestial body on the edge of the dome can be found near the horizon. Let's move to the top right of the screen. If your phone has a working compass, this feature will also help you find celestial bodies. It will help you see when your phone is pointing towards the desired celestial body. Below the table, the sun, moon, and wandering stars appeared. The first one next to the moon is Venus. By pressing it, you will make Venus appear on the map, and you will see where in the world Venus is at its zenith. If you press it again, Venus will disappear from the map. To the right of Venus is Mars. Press it, and Mars will appear on the map. And the same thing, if you want it off the map, press it again. Next to Mars is Jupiter. And next to Jupiter is Mercury. And the last one on the right is Saturn. If you want, you can even make them all appear on the map at the same time. If you now press the small compass image above the map again, a familiar-looking chart will appear above it. We already went through its meaning earlier. From there, we can see the location in latitudes. If you press your finger on this chart, you will see the orbits of all selected celestial bodies on the map. They will appear as dashed line circles on the map. If you want their orbits off the map, press the latitude chart again. Now all you have to do is test and use the application. I hope you still remember how you can move in time in the direction you want. And I hope you remember where you can get important additional information for celestial bodies. You can also try how different celestial bodies move in the north-south direction at different speeds. See what the application shows. And go outside to look at the sky. And find out if the application's claims are true. I have been using the Flat Earth Pro application for some time now. And everything seems to be true, at least here in Finland. I see exactly what the app says I should see. I hope you enjoy the app, and you will download it for yourself. The Pro version costs a few euros, but there is also a free version of the app. It is called Flat Earth. In the next video, we will look at the moon and its movements. We will find out why the moon is sometimes not visible in northern Finland for long periods of time, and why it is sometimes visible above the horizon there for several days at a time. We will also see how you can predict future solar and lunar eclipses using the app. And I will also make a video about the Antarctic 24-hour sun. I will also show you some physical 24-hour clocks that I make on Gleason's map. Our world is a big clock and a beautiful calendar. God's creation is amazing, And remember, truth matters because the truth will set you free. Be blessed.